talk about your metabolic reset journey, your experience on the program. So let's start off by letting people know a little bit about yourself. I mean, I know a lot about you, but let others know kind of what goes on in your day to day.
I'm videos. Well, I can tell you a lot about me. I have, I'm 38. I have 4 kids, 4 daughters. 3 are identical triplets, and I have an older daughter. So I have a 10-year-old and 3 almost 8-year-olds. I had spontaneous triplets in my second pregnancy. I've been working as a personal trainer, teaching fitness part-time since the triplets were 2 years old. That's pretty much, I'm trying to focus, but I can feel someone in my back.
So really, really busy with everything that you have going on.
Super busy. And we moved from Toronto when they were 2. So we were living downtown, living a very different life, very urban. Just thought I was going to have 2 kids and live there forever. And then had triplets, so like total surprise. And so we moved here when they were 2. And yeah, it's been different.
And you're quite the foodie as well.
I adore food. And that was part of the reason why we loved Toronto so much, was the food. I did tell them, they do know that but the food is by me. So,
Yeah.
But yes, I adore food. It's like a huge part of both me and my husband, our life. So just cooking and eating out and trying new food.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about your health journey prior to the Wild Tide Wellness Metabolic Reset program. Like, what led you to want to take the next level in your health?
So after I had Audrey, which is my oldest daughter, I got super, super healthy. I gained a lot of weight with her, had a lot of trouble losing it. And so about 8 months after having her, I started going to the gym crazy religiously. Started eating better, and the weight sort of just started to fall off. It's constant. My husband's in the office working, so I can't have the office. So anyways, but when I had Audrey, after having her, once I did, started working out and eating a lot better. I think they're done. I lost a ton of weight.
I love it.
I lost a ton of weight, and it felt amazing. So I had her, lost a ton of weight, worked super hard to get there. And then when I had the triplets, I actually was devastated because I'd never gotten into better shape in my life. And then all of a sudden I grew to over 200 pounds and had to stop working out. And then after I had them, I actually got super skinny and lost a ton of weight again. And I had Hashimoto's. It's a lot of stuff. But anyways, I lost a lot of weight right after having them. And then since I've moved to Guelph, all of a sudden, I just find that I've been doing the same things, eating healthy, working out a ton, and I've slowly been gaining weight. Like over the years, it just seems to be constantly creeping up. Mm-hmm. And the things that I did to lose the weight the first time didn't seem to be working anymore. Nothing was working. Mm-hmm. That's basically it.
Yeah. And that's what I love about the reset program is it's really not about eating less and exercising more. It's about individualized and root cause medicine. So working on, your stress response, optimizing your thyroid, making sure that your mindset is good, your sleep is good, your energy is good. Really weight. I try to always say to people, it's just a side effect, right? Weight loss is just a side effect of optimizing everything else.
But weight, it sounds so trivial, the weight, wanting to lose weight, but it was manifesting into, other things in my life, not being happy, not being comfortable in my own skin, feeling super frustrated in my own body. So yeah, it's a weight thing, but it was turning into lots of other things for me. It was making me sad all the time. Like I felt not in control of my body, which felt very frustrating.
And then what was your motivation to try something new or get healthier?
My motivation actually was, Robin. She reached out to me because you post things about Hashimoto's, and
Mm-hmm.
she knows that I've struggled with it, and I've struggled finding someone who could really help me. She sent me your Instagram, and so I started looking at it, and I thought, I wasn't ready for a diet. I've sort of been anti-diet because nothing has worked for the
Mm-hmm.
last little while. And then when I got on the call with Allison, immediately I just signed up, and I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. I think it just sounded like a really good fit for me. And
Mm-hmm.
it was sort of, it was going to be the last thing I tried.
Yes. Yes. And that's how I want it to be. It's like, this is the last program I want anyone to invest in, because we're getting to the root of the issues. And if you have thyroid conditions, let's work on that. If you have stress, let's work on that. If you have issues with cortisol, we'll work on that. Gut health, it's all encompassing and individualized for each person, which I think makes it really powerful, as well as the accountability.
I think I had all of those problems too, honestly. Like before this, my allergies were crazy. I was constantly sick. I was constantly in pain. My body was aching, was gaining weight. Like it was just a litany of different things that I had. And to be honest, since I don't have any of them anymore, which is crazy.
And now in maintenance phase, have you added back in some exercise?
Yeah.
And are you finding that there's a difference in how you feel when exercising now versus before? I mean, getting back into it always will create some
No,
stiffness in
it
it.
feels great. I mean, I love it. I think that the difference now is I'm doing it because I want to,
Right.
where before was, I just felt like I was constantly gaining weight. So I was constantly pushing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Where now, if today I don't work out, it's not the end of the world. It's not the same. It's kind of like life or death for me. Like I was like, I have to do this. Like it was something I had control over. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and I love that, exercising when it really feels good for you, as well as, it's okay to not exercise. And especially with women with kids and wanting to do it all and be it all, if you're not sleeping, if you're not properly nourishing your body, then don't exercise. It's not a good day. It's going to be counterproductive for you, because it's just going to create more of that stress and inflammation on your body. Like, we need to rest and really focus on building ourselves up first, and proper nutrition prior to adding that exercise back in.
And now I feel also, I didn't know what to eat. Like now when I do have a big workout, I plan my meals. I sort of plan my food around it and be like, okay, well that, I really need to make sure that I get this in my body and that in my body. And so it's like I'm taking care of my body after I do the exercise. And that, I think, is probably the biggest part that I've learned. I think I was trying not to eat too much because I was constantly gaining weight. Now
Mhm.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
fuel myself properly after a big workout.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And as someone who was or is a really big foodie and likes to cook, how did you find incorporating the metabolic reset meals? Like, were you able to have a diversity?
Yeah, I really did. Like it was a struggle at the beginning just to figure it out for me.
Mhm.
Like what I liked, what I didn't like, how I was going to make it all work for me. But once I did, I liked the challenge. I loved it. And I kind of had a rule with myself where I would really listen to my body. So if that day it was like, I really feel like I want to eat beef, it was like, okay, you know what, let's work with that and find something that works. I was really trying to uh, listen to my body a lot, and not just, I was finding it hard if I meal planned. Like then I would get there and I'd be like, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to, my body doesn't feel like that. I was really easy on myself that way. I
And
would
did you find it was easy enough to whip up a meal with the plan last minute?
absolutely, like I had different tips and tricks. Like I really liked like ground meat. So depending on, I love stir fries.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, making some sort of a patty out of something, so I would just have ground meat on hand, or like I would take my meat and like shave it really thin so it didn't taste very meaty to me, and have like, I had a lot of broccoli stir fries, and just depending, I had a lot of similar things. I would just kind of adapt them and change them, tweak them.
And now that you're in maintenance and you're adding more variety of foods in, do you feel like this is something that you can maintain long term in terms of?
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see maintenance. Like my kids keeps telling me, they're like, well, Mom, when is your diet over? And I keep telling them, I'm like, guys, it is over, but this is like the way I'm going to eat now. It's not a diet now. This is how I'm going to eat. And I keep telling everyone, stop calling it a diet.
Yes.
This is just now how Mom eats.
Healthy whole foods. And my family too, like healthy whole foods are for everybody. So the way I cook more or less is what my kids will eat too. I mean, we have snacks for them and treats here and there, but there's nothing that I eat that they couldn't also eat. It's whole food nutrition.
Yeah.
Of course, they have their own little quirks of, I don't like that, but.
Yeah. And when they have, you know, like they'll have regular toast with their eggs or something, and I'm having like a grain-free, or, you know, they're having pizza and I'm having cauliflower pizza. But I think it's not a diet, and I'm still really enjoying my food and I'm still loving it. So I actually, I'm actually preferring it than pre-diet. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not, we weren't eating unhealthy before. It wasn't that. It just, I found that we were all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just, you know, sometimes it was like I wasn't eating enough. Sometimes I was overeating. It was just, I was bouncing around everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And having like a structured plan, giving you the
Sometimes I was gluten-free. Sometimes I wasn't. Like I was sort of picking and choosing what and when I wanted to apply them.
Yeah. And especially for those with, not everybody, but for a lot of individuals with Hashimoto's, doing the gluten-free, dairy-free, or grain-free does make a significant impact. You have to stick with it for a period of time to really see the benefits. And after the 6 weeks, experiment with adding things back in. You know pretty quickly if that food's not making you feel good, then that's even more of a motivation to keep that one out for individuals.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's just a slippery slope of, I know myself so well, is that as soon as I let something in, it sort of opens the door for me. I kind of want to keep it closed. I'm okay with dairy, like it, because it's not my thing. It would be like gluten, like that. I'm just sort of afraid to go too close to it.
So many really good gluten-free options out there, like those Odo's bagels. Have you tried those ones?
That I have. Yeah, I love them.
So good.
So good.
I mean, nowadays with all the varieties of gluten-free foods that taste really good, it's not hard to make those easy switches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do the grain-free, as like almost gluten-free has now become like a treat for me, where I'm trying to stick to grain-free. And then if I have something that's gluten-free, that I would consider that a treat now.
Yeah. And that's an individualized approach, right? We can make maintenance look like whatever it needs to look like for you, so you are happy and able to maintain it long-term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And last question here, what would you say to someone who's on the fence about optimizing their health at this time?
I would say it's the best time to optimize our health. And there's really no great time. It's, you have to decide. It's 6 weeks of losing. It's 6 weeks of your life. They go by so quickly. And I feel like it's sort of set me up for my life, for like my future of, you know, I had 6 weeks of training, and now I'm ready to go out into the world, live my life pretty regularly. But I have all these new tools in my toolbox that I didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
I felt sort of blind. Yeah, for me, it made everything, food is easy to me now. I don't have to overthink it. You kind of gave me the answers, and the diet taught me a lot that I can now move forward with.
And I love that you said that about time. We always, and I'm going to say it too, oh, I don't have time, but we really have to switch it to, you know, everybody has the same amount of time. It's just what we make a priority.
Yeah. Just say you're going to do it. I literally was on the phone with Allison. I had no intention of doing it. None. Zero chance. And she just talked and it sounded perfect for me. It sounded exactly, and I just said, I didn't even ask my husband. I just grabbed my visa. Like normally I would, sit with him. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I just said, no, nope, I'm doing it. I'm and it was perfect. And he looks back and he's like, you made a good decision.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah, no, everyone it was life-changing for me. So it's good.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Oh, I love that. And it's true. And we really have to go back to the foundation and figure out what works for each individual and reset the foundation, right? Like if something's wrong with your house foundation, you're not going to paint over the walls. So we always have to dig deeper into why. I'm like a 4-year-old when it comes to patients' health. I'm like, why? Why is that there? Why is that there?
But I love that. And now I feel like anytime, if I have another flare up of something happening, well, first I feel like I have you that I could go to, right? I feel like I have support and someone who can help me through whatever's happening with my health, with my thyroid. And then I also have the foundations of the diet to go back to. So if, you fall off the wagon somewhere, something happens, it's like, I have that forever in my back pocket of, I know what to do. I know how to get myself back on track. So if I feel I need to do a few weeks, I do it. And I feel that's really empowering to me, is that I always know it's there.
Yeah. And you've already been through it. So okay, the first couple days I might have more food cravings and then it goes away and then the energy comes back and then I sleep better. So you've already went through the milestones to know what to expect.
I probably would never have to do it for 6 weeks again. So I'm like, I could do that for a couple weeks.
Yeah. And
6 weeks was hard, but you had to get into that habit of something. And I really, if you do it for a week or two, I needed those habits ingrained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And ones that you can carry forward as well. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your health story. I know it's going to be really inspiring for a lot of individuals. And of course, if anything that you need, we're always here to support you on your continued.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.